Hey, Carl Wynn here. Welcome to Leverage the Past with Carl Wynn. And this is a it's one of many episodes that I want to bring to you, to my audience. And today we're going to just look at how to get the most out of your past. So last year I published my first book called Nothing is a Waste, Leverage the Past, Improve the Future. And since then, I've written and published six more books. But what we're going to talk about today is how to get the most out of your past. And we're going to be looking at particularly my book, Nothing is a Waste, Leverage the Past, Improve the Future, and looking at some steps that you can take to get the most out of your past. So if you stay along to the end of the video, I'll share a free resource with you so that you can really go out and maximize your past, because that's the goal, is to make sure that you maximize your past. As I share with my audience that I'm trying to get to 100,000 followers by the end of June 2025. And my goal and my commitment is to bring you content that's going to help you grow your impact, your income, and your influence. And so this is one of those videos. This is one of the podcasts, the episodes that's going to help you really grow your impact. And so the first step is, how do you get the most out of your past? Number one, to get the most out of your past, you have to know your past, right? You got to know what you've been through. And that means you need to remember what you've been through. The good, the bad, and the ugly, they all are valuable. You just got to see it the right way. And so to get the most out of your past, you got to remember it. You got to know your past. It's not something that you should tuck away and forget it. I know conventional wisdom tells us you need to forget your past. Well, I just want to tell you, you need to forget that conventional wisdom, because it's not, number one, it's not realistic. And number two, it's impossible to forget your past unless you are mentally challenged, meaning you got something wrong with your mind. You don't want to forget your past. In fact, God has made us with our brains in order for us to remember. Because guess what? If you don't remember the past, whether it's the good or the bad or the ugly, you're going to repeat it. You're going to continue to trip over and stumble it, right? I got five children and I've raised them. And as I've been raising them, guess what? If they don't remember that the stove was hot, that they touched yesterday, they're going to continue to get burned. So we have to remember that the conventional wisdom not to remember our past is faulty. It's a lie. It's not helpful. And guess what? It is impossible unless you have something mentally wrong with you. So the first step to getting the most out of the past, you got to know it. And in order for you to know your past, I'm going to give you some tips to really know your past. Number one, you need to start journaling. Write down your past, just what you do day to day, because it gives you the data to reflect. Because guess what? If you don't have any data, if you don't have any past, you cannot improve the future. That's why I like in business accounting. Now I don't like doing the numbers per se, but I like what the numbers do for me. It tells me a story and it gives me the data, the resources that I need to make a better decision. So, for example, I was able to make an assessment based on my website. So carlwin.com is my personal website. I went onto my website and I saw that I have, through my website, impacted over five countries and, well, sorry, five continents and 25 countries. Now, you may be saying, man, why is that important? Well, it is important for me because it's connected to my vision. So what that data told me is, Carl, you're impacting lives worldwide. Because remember, my vision is this: in partnership with God, transform lives worldwide. And so that data was key to that. That data told me that what I'm doing today is working. It is impacting lives worldwide. When I go to Amazon and I look at my KDP report, it tells me where people have bought books from, when they downloaded, what country, right? That is important because I need to know what I'm doing. Is it impacting lives worldwide? So I have a challenge for you right now. I'm going to make it ask. If you're watching this video and it's impacting you, I need to know where you are in the world. Just maybe it's the country, maybe it's the city and the state. It doesn't matter. Tell me where you're from because I want to know who I'm impacting. Where am I making an impact at? It gives me encouragement. It gives me drive. So when I looked at that report that I'm impacting 5 continents and 25 countries, I told my wife, I just shared with everybody, like, man, I am moving forward. I was so excited. And so because of that, I am moving forward with what I'm doing today. So that is the first step. You gotta remember your past. So journal. That data is important. The second is read about the past. I don't care what it is. Read about the past. I love reading Black history. I love reading about people like Booker T. Washington, George Washington Carver. A book that I'm reading now is by Mary McLeod Bethune. I'm reading about how these people navigated life after the Civil War ended, after the Emancipation of Proclamation. How did they navigate the Jim Crow? All of these things. I'm reading upon this so that I can know how to live. So I don't suggest that you learn about the past so you can remember all of the facts. I don't want you to be a fact spouting person, but I want you to go learn about the past so that it can give you these jewels, this value to help you begin to make decisions in the future to help you make improvement. So I don't want you to be a fact person. You need to be someone who knows the past so that you can make decisions well in the present to impact the future. So it's to go. So go learn about the past. Whether you go visit libraries, whether you go visit the museum, whether you watch documentaries, whether you read biographies, autobiographies, go learn about your past. Number 3, talk to your parents and your grandparents, your family, the people in your life that was before you. Talk about the past. Learn about it. Because guess what is valuable? No matter what they've been through, their experiences, their knowledge of the past is valuable to us. So you want to learn about it. So those are just 3 tips about knowing your past, right? Journal. 2, so the first is to journal. The second is just to learn about the past, read about it, right? Go learn about it. And the third is talk to your family about it. So you need to know your past. The second thing, after you know your past, then you need to evaluate your past. That's just plain and simple. So take this for example. If you know anything about the oil business, there's mineral underneath the ground where the oil company go out and they drill for the oil. Now when they come up, when the minerals come up, should I say the minerals come up, it has to go through a refining process to determine, okay, what's good in here, what's bad, what should we keep, what should we throw away, what's valuable, right? And so they go through this process of evaluating what they have after the extraction process. So, right. So they, number one, they extract it from the ground, they evaluate it, and then they take that minerals from what they've extracted, what they've evaluated, and now they go through the refining process and figure out what is good in here, right? So you need to refine your past, and you got to ask yourself these questions. And I've used this in my life. I've asked myself these questions to help me really evaluate the past. Number one is, what about my past is um, what do I need to transform in my past? What do I need to treasure? What do I need to trash? Right? What do I need to transfer to others? And then what else? What about my past I need to teach? Right? So you got to have these questions of evaluating your past. And I like what John Maxwell said about the past. He says people say people say experience is the best teacher, but what he says is evaluated experiences is the best teacher. So I want you to evaluate your past, not just know about it, but then you need to evaluate it. What in your past you need to, what about it, what's in your past you need to trash? What is in your past you need to treasure? What's in your past you need to transfer? Right? What in your past you need to transform, right? And what about in your past you need to teach other people, right? There's, you got to evaluate it, because some of it you do need to trash. Some things about your past you do need to trash. Hear that from me. You got to trash it. It's no good. It's not helpful, right? So some of the things that I'm trashing even today in my life is poor eating habits, poor sleeping habits, right? I want to make sure that I'm healthy, I have energy, so that I can have the impact that I believe God has called me to make an impact, to have. And so about my past, I've seen the really the unhealthy habits that it's had on the my some of my family members, some of my loved ones, some of my friends, and how their lives are really messed up because of poor eating habits. So I don't want to be on medicine when I turn 50 and 60 and 70 years old. I want to be able to run with my grandchildren and my great grandchildren. And so what that means is I need to start today changing my diet, changing the way I eat, what time I go to sleep, my portion, how active am I, right? So from that, I've come up with a saying: we're made for movement. I'm not made to be sitting around all day long. Right? I'm recording this video now, but I'm not going to be sitting around all day. I'm going to go move my body. God has made us for movement. So these are some of the things that I'm trashing in my life, right? I'm trashing, I'm throwing it out of the water. I don't want to keep these bad habits, right? So take time to evaluate your past. And then the third thing that I'll leave you with is, and there's more, but I'm just going to leave you with these three. The third thing is you need to execute in the future, right? So after you know your past, after you evaluate your past, you need to execute in the future. You need to take what you've learned and you need to start executing it in the future. You need to take the value that you've removed, that you've extracted from the past, and say, this is what I'm going to do to make an impact on the future. And so the reason why I'm sharing this video today, right now, today, I'm doing this video is because I've learned from my past that my past is important, and that I've learned some things. So I'm leveraging my experiences, my expertise, my education, the environment that I was raised in, my ethnicity. I'm leveraging these things so that I can help you. I understand that YouTube, this podcast, these videos, these are opportunities for me to impact lives worldwide. And so I'm leveraging that data. Remember, I told you that data. I'm already impacting 5 continents and 25 countries. I want to impact the world. So I'm taking what I've learned from the past and now I'm using it to improve the future. And so, as I promised to you, that my goal is to bring you valuable content that's going to help you increase your impact, your income, and your influence. And so today, this video is a result of that data, and the result of my vision and my commitment to you is that I am going to bring you valuable content that's going to help you increase your impact, your income, and your influence. Because guess what I know? If you grow, you're going to help other people grow. And when you help other people grow, we can help impact the world. We can shower the world with value that is locked in you. Yes, you got value in you. In fact, the Bible says you are made in God's image. He made you in his likeness. And guess what? You have value just based on the way God made you, on who God made you to be. You're valuable. So I'll leave you with this. My good friend Leo Simpson II said this in his book, Lion, Lion, Roar, Roar. He came up with these 5 greatness sayings. And you need to remember these. And the first saying is, I am loved. Second, I am unique. 3, I'm valuable. Fourth, I I was created for greatness and great things. And I was created to live a life of contribution. Leo, thank you for sharing that. And so I want you to walk away with that. Is that number one, you're loved, you're valuable, you're unique. You were created for greatness and great things. You were created to live a life of contribution. And so if you don't get anything else from this video, I'm sharing this with you because I want you to go out and live a life of contribution. God has created you for greatness and great things. God has created you to live a life of contribution, not consumption. Yes, you cannot change your past, but I'm telling you, your past has given you a platform to make an impact in the future, right? You can turn your mess into a message. That's what God wants you to do. He wants you to use it to impact the lives of other people. It's not just for you, but it's for you to look at your past and steward it well. And because the reality is that we got to give an account to God for how we lived our lives. I mean, Bible said He's given us life, breath, and everything. And my goal is to empower you, to stir you up so that you can give God the best return on His investment with your life. What does that look like for you? So this is the end of this first episode. If this video is helpful to you in any kind of way, please just let me know in the comments. Share this video, like it, follow me, subscribe. Remember, my goal is to impact lives worldwide, and I need your help. By the end of June, I'm 100,000 subscribers to my YouTube channel. I want to make an impact. So if it has helped you in any kind of way, please help me become a part of my impact partners. And like I said, in the comments is going to be a link to a free resource where it's going to help you with your impact. There's going to be a copy, a portion of copy of one of my books. So thank you for staying around, and I'll see you in the next video.